welcome to
How It's
I Made. Have you ever heard this song? Didn't think so, because the song didn't do that good in the streaming numbers. Either way, I thought I'd go through it and show you some of the techniques that I used and just my general process of how I make the song.
To the salon!
Let's hear the song, at least for a little bit.
Life's constant and the sounds are loud. Streets bustle and when sweet they pound. And you drown, come back down. And you drown, come back down. Let me go blind. All I know, all I know, all I know, all I know. Let me go back. All I know, all I know, all I know.
Hello, it's me from a day later. My camera cracked out and it's kind of bad at going through the session, so let's try it again. And I will be recording properly this time. So now that we've heard the song, let's go through it track by track. Drums. So starting off with the drums, I'm using this taxi kit from just a pack, a free Ableton pack. I'm sure you can find it on their website. Pretty simple pattern. Kind of just doing a little rim stuff here. And then finally getting that kind of slit, that slappy snare. I love adding like cool little percussion, and this is just a sample I found in Splice. Just like, let's see if I can solo this. Kind of like doing like a cool little, and I've got it a little bit of EQ, but nothing crazy after that. You kind of hear it kind of bouncing around. And then in the actual drop, I've got two kicks. I've got kind of like a, and then, which is this top kick, which is still part of the taxi kit. And then I've got this other kick kind of doing a little bit of a different pattern, which is just on every quarter note. So kind of gives it like a fun bouncy feel, which I was hoping people would dance to. So, and then what else? I've got some percussion that kind of changes out a little bit. Just kind of using these shots and this kick, and then there's this one little sample that I like. Yeah, little freaking doggy barking. When it starts to get kind of a little bit crazy, and then I add a hi-hat. And I've got a hammer snare, which it like just pops out. It makes it sound like workers at, you know, a construction site or something. And then here I've got the stick percussion kind of coming in every. It's like, and then it kind of lets out, which I think gives it like fun texture. Down here I have this bass that kind of only comes in during the drop. Just doing this pattern. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. It's just this wonk bass, and I'm pretty sure it's also an Ableton device. Just got a couple of things. This DP meter. I really like this. This is a free one, and if you are starting to like want to master or even just mix your stuff, I really like it because it kind of gives you some of the actual volume instead of you kind of just guessing. So free plugin. I can put it down in the description. After the bass, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, it just comes in at the drop. Looks like I have this atmospheric stuff, so let's just hear that. Cool background noise for, you know, I've got it kind of back in the mix so that you can just kind of hear it come in and out. This is just a sample that I got from Splice. But I want to get more into just creating like atmospheric stuff so that it has like a little bit more of a unique texture. Maybe a different song. But in here, I also was messing around with making my own riser because your girl be using the splice risers way too much. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can figure out how to do something. And so I just kind of have this wavetable synth, and then I also have this pitch kind of automated, and then it kind of like goes crazy right at the end. You can kind of hear it if you listen in the context. Actually, let me mute the vocals. Shush up. Ooh, I lost it. Where'd it go? Kind of just draws your attention to the riser because it's so high. I feel like I heard a Flume song do it, and his highs are really up there, especially the snare. In this song in particular, I wanted it to slap you in the face. Let's look at this vocal female sample, which there are quite a few samples in this song, and so I thought I'd show what they originally sound like, which is just atmosphere, vocal, choir. I love choir stuff. I love vocals. I love things that sound ethereal. That's my jam. And so I just took this into a simpler, spliced it up where it made sense, and using my little keystep 37, my beloved keystep 37, just kind of messed around, made a little pattern, and this is what it looks like. The original sample for this vocal female little blippy thing. Here's very ethereal, and into a simpler, just spliced it up. Honestly, I'm just like messing around with it sometimes. Sometimes I just go for like, you know, whatever little bits. Like I'm messing around with it and then playing with where the splice points are. And then this pattern sounds like this. Oh my god, especially that last bit, it just tickles my brain in the right ways. Let's talk about more samples. This one, this lead that kind of comes in towards the drop. Let me just solo this actually. Another vocal. Let's see if I can show it in the browser. And then I just kind of mess around with it. Oh, hello. Oh no, it kind of broke. Oh! Another kind of simpler is just the best little plugin, just chops things up in really fun ways. And then I also have this other kind of sampled vocal. So, oh no, it is the same sample, just pitched up in the audio here. So pitched it up by 12 semitones. Kind of makes the entrance of that noise pop, in my opinion, and you can kind of hear it better, especially with all the things that are going on in the drop. And then this is what that sounds like. Yeah, you can kind of see like without that higher little bit, like it'd be a little bit more lost. Because I'm also kind of ending a note and singing, and just kind of gives it a little bit more of a... So this this is another bit that I like. This broken piano, just kind of doubling the vocal. At this point, it hasn't come in. And I also have, and the broken piano, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just an Ableton device. And the AZ Quintet is coming from Synthplant, which is a fun little synth that I like too. so both of those together kind of sound like this. The AZ thing is just giving it kind of a higher end, and that broken piano is just kind of giving it, I don't know, more emotion. I just liked it. And then I called these blippies more samples of other vocals, because I like that. And so I panned one to the left, one to the right, and I think these two are two different samples. So this one's doing, and so then I doubled it with this. I guess I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so I just kind of did both. And I think it gives it, like, one of the samples kind of give it a little bit more melodic, and the other one kind of just gives it a more rhythmic thing. So it kind of just, and it's kind of part of a call and response that I'm doing with the melodies. So the blippies, and then even this, like, I don't know. Some might say I'm doing too much. Others might say I'm not doing enough. One other favorite part of, like, kind of like background things is this choir. Oh, I wish I had the skill, which I don't at this time, to really make these sounds kind of just pop in the way that I wanted to. And then it kind of just comes in at the build when I'm introducing the vocals.
Down, I'm reaching out and my way home, my way home, my way home, my way home. I'll come back down again. All I know, all I know.
I think that just gives it so much emphasis, because the verse is literally talking about reaching out to different places, and like the choir sounds like it's reaching to a different place. So I was like, yes, I love doing stuff like that. Just kind of like taking what the lyrics say and just emphasizing the feeling of it. Speaking of feeling, let's finish it out by talking about the vocals. Now, I do the vocals in a very specific way. That most of the things that I write them all here in my, little office or whatever, my studio, bang them all out in one sitting. And then I usually go to my friend's house, who is a professional drummer and actually has a studio, and we do the vocals kind of just in rapid fire. After I get the vocals back from him, I take them into a group. Actually, yeah, these are the tune ones. And then I just kind of like split the workflow out. Like, one group will be just tune vocals, which I think this is a new computer, so I can't show you the exact little waveforms that are a little hidden, but you see the tuning. So in one group, I have like the raw vocals that all I do is tune. And then I bounce them into another group, which are the ones that actually receive the processing. So basically, like, I'm splitting out tuning the vocals and then processing the vocals, because sometimes you mess up, you forget to tune something, it doesn't sound right, like you need to go back, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So I found that that's the best process for me. But basically, just these vocals have a lot of reverb.
Life's constant and the sounds are loud. Streets buzz.
And in particular, a spin reverb, which I just thought gave it kind of a cool cool sound. Yeah, it's pretty simple. There's nothing crazy going on in the vocals. Just a little bit of EQ, reverb, compression, and then the altar boys kind of giving it a little bit of a more chorus vibe. And yeah, I think those are the biggest elements of the song. Let's hear the drop one more time. Let's hear the second drop, because I guess I will say that in the second drop, the drums, I feel like, switch up. So the two kicks are kind of doing the same thing now, and it kind of gives it a little bit more of a, along with this percussion, it gives it more of a, instead of like the other kind of shuffle that it had at the beginning. And then the end kind of just, yeah, shuffles it up. This is what I'm doing here with the snares and the impact shots. And then, yeah, that last drop sounds like this. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you liked it, if you want me to do more.
So please, whatever.